Hi, this is Christina, a reader of fictions. You might have seen me earlier today in my book haul post, but I am back now with extra fluffy hair. Uh, brushed it out a little bit. To share my top 10 Tuesday. And I've never actually done a video before for TTT, but I thought I would try something different because there are some poor schmucks who subscribe to my YouTube channel, and it must be really boring to watch me just like get books every week, so I wanted to try something different. So this week we are sharing our top 10 bookish moments, and so let's go ahead and start. So the first thing that I wrote down was when I went to ALA in 2010, I went with a group from my school, the University of Pittsburgh's MLAS program, and we actually got together a book cart drill team, which is what it sounds like. It's kind of like marching band, except instead of playing an instrument, you're just pushing around a book cart to music. And it was a whole lot of fun. We practiced a bunch, and our routine was inspired by Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book, and it was just really, really awesome. And I will link you up down below in case you actually want to go experience that, because it is pretty epic, and it pretty much changed the face of book cart drill team. This may or may not be true. Speaking of, we're going to go on a little tangent. So number 2, I got to attend the Audio Awards last year while I was up there for BEA. I got to go one evening, and I got to wear, because I was a judge, and I got to wear a fancy badge. Like, they had the badges were magnets, and there was free champagne and like tasty food, and I got to meet like Adriana Trigiani and a bunch of folks who work in audiobooks, and that was super cool. And I got to wear a pretty dress. And number 3, cool thing number 3, I got to meet Neil Gaiman, and I told him about our book cart drill team, and he gave me a hug. So I got hugged by Neil Gaiman. Just like, beat that. And yeah, you're probably going to be like, yeah, well, we are pen pals. And I'll be like, okay, never mind, you win. But still, that was really awesome. And number 4, this one is a personal thing. Just last year, I've always wanted to read 365 books in a year. Just like read a book a day. And last year I accomplished that goal. I made it through 367, one more than the 366 I needed for a leap year. And I'm very excited about having done that. I always called it my challenge to end all challenges, because, I mean, if I can read more than that, awesome, but that's like the most I ever dreamed of getting done in a year. So I'm pretty happy with myself right now. So let's see, I think I'm on number 5. I went to a book signing in Asheville this past weekend, and it was really a whole lot of fun. I got to stay with, one of the people who inspired me to be a blogger, who is now an author, Lenore Applehantz, and we hung out with a whole bunch of other people, and it was just really awesome. You know, it's always fun to get to talk to authors like they're real people. Strange, isn't it? That they're real people. Maybe no one else expects them to be magical. And I got to hear a sneak preview of the first couple of chapters of Level 3, which, I mean, will probably be, somewhat different when it comes out because of editing and all of that. But still very, very exciting. And I had a really great time. And yeah. So that's probably the best signing that I've been to. Especially because usually I end up going to signings for books I haven't read, but there were 5 authors, and I'd read all of their books, even past ones, except for The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. So that was pretty awesome. I was more prepared than usual, I guess, even though I didn't think about it at the time. Number 6, last year, I got to have brunch with an author that I befriended on Twitter, E.C. Myers. We had tasty brunch, and we got to talk about all sorts of things. And again, it's really nice. as much as I love going to BEA, going to ALA and all of that stuff, and signings and meeting authors and getting them to sign my books, what mean the most to me are actually forming relationships with them, forming friendships. And, you know, then they sign your book and it's a message to you, a message they wouldn't write to anybody else, because that's all personal to you. I mean, like, your name and the cute little phrase you came up with your book is awesome. But when it's something that's to me, to Christina, that is so much more special to me. So that was a great moment. And okay, this is going to sound a little greedy, but whatever. We all know that receiving your first review copy is pretty awesome, because it means that someone out there is seeing what you're doing and that they approve of it. And it was extra special for me because I had about 50 followers and no one would know who I was really for about another 6 months to a year, I think. So, I mean, I was totally in this little island of doing my own thing, and I didn't know about the other book bloggers particularly, and they didn't know about me. And someone at Penguin found me and offered me a copy of The Magician King by Lev Grossman, which I accepted, and I read both of them. And so it was really amazing. I really don't know to this day how she found me or decided that I was worthy of review books, considering that I had no following and no stats to speak of. So thanks to her for reaching out to an unknown blogger without anything to back her up. And let's see, number 8. Recently I've just like happened across conversations on Twitter that reference cover snark, and that is amazing to me because I kind of forget that the people who comment on my blog or who actually follow it or follow it through GFC aren't the only ones that are looking at it. So it's always kind of surprising and amazing to me when I see some author whose book I've been looking forward to mention cover snark, hopefully in a positive light. But either way, just the fact that more people know about my blog and what I'm doing than I assume that they do, because sometimes I forget, like, and think, oh, I only got 2 comments on this latest review, so obviously I'm crap and no one cares about me. And that's just not true. So I guess it's a nice bookish ego boost. I guess I'm turning this into blogging moments. I don't care, whatever, I'm doing it. Number 9, this past year I've been getting my parents into YA hardcore. I've been loaning them books that I think they would like, and it's not like they were against YA or ever judged anything that I read. I can read manga, I can read whatever, and they're gonna be like, yay, you're reading, we're happy. And so it's just very exciting. Among the things they've loved the most are E.C. Meyer's Fair Coin series, Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass. They really, really loved Touch of Power by Maria V. Snyder and Serafina by Rachel Hartman. So they've been reading a whole bunch of stuff, and I love how they're now like stalking my book haul posts and going, hey, how was that book? That looks pretty interesting. Oh, they also really love Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm going to have to fight to keep them from getting Siege and Storm before I get to it. And the last thing, and I'm just going to cover all of the things basically, is like anytime I get to have a book discussion with people, whether on Twitter or in real life or at book club, I just love having a whole network of people who are as crazy about reading as I am and talking to them about everything. And it's just wonderful that there are people in the world who care as much as I do about fictional worlds. So number 10 goes out to all of you who are willing to discuss books with me at length. And that's what I've got for you. And make sure you link me up if you actually sat through this whole thing. You are a champion, but I am going to put a list down below for the people who probably won't watch this. Anyway, thank you for indulging my vanity and listening to me talk. All right, bye guys.